Happy days. Hello, friends. It's time for some FACEIT Link. Got some EMEA Master for you today. We're going to stick with Master Division for the rest of the week because it's the final week for Master Division. And we have this matchup today. Oh, this matchup today it can be an absolute banger. You're looking at two of your top teams in the division. We have three teams essentially tied right now. Whoops. That is not my standings. Let's take a look at some standings here. SR Peak Check have finished their season out. They are done. They have played all 15 matches. Their final record for Season 6 is 13-2. It's currently good enough for first place, but you have two other teams who are also sitting at 2 losses, kind of rounding out this three-way tie, kind of a three-way tie for first, with a few asterisks. Now, as you'll notice, those two teams are facing off here today. Dreamlight versus Starbits. And it's kind of completed the cycle, right? We had Arius taking on Starbits earlier in the week. We had Dreamlight taking on Arius last week, as you'll see here. And so it kind of felt like we had to complete the cycle here. By the way, Arius 3-0'd both of those matches. So, you know, if we go back to our standings, and you have this 11-3 team directly beneath both of these squads in the hunt. And things get really, really interesting based off of this match here today. That has to do with the fact that Arius did, once again, 3-0 both of these squads. And SR Peak Check was able to hand Dreamlight a loss, but not Starbits. So this means SR Peak Check is very much rooting for Dreamlight to take this win here today. Because it means, okay, you have one other match aside from this match, but this match feels like it really can determine what happens in these top 4, like where these top 4 land. Because otherwise you've got Dreamlight taking on Quick Esports tomorrow, which I'm always rooting for an upset. You know, anything can happen any given game day. But, you know, and then Starbits taking on French Revolut. It feels like Dreamlight and Starbits should be the favorites in those respective matches by a significant margin. And so top 4 could really be decided on who wins this head-to-head. And this head-to-head could very easily be a matchup we see deep into the postseason here in Season 6. SR Peak Check taking the win over Dreamlight. That means if Dreamlight win here today, and we're assuming that all 3 of these teams win their other match, that Dreamlight, Starbits, and Arius went out against French Revolut, TFW, and Quick, putting all the weight back into this head-to-head we're about to see. If Dreamlight wins today and beats Starbits, and they finish the season 13-2, tied with SR Peak Check, they will get second place. So SR Peak Check will maintain first place because they won that head-to-head. Starbits then finishes tied with Arius at 12-3. Arius won that head-to-head. So that means that if Dreamlight wins today, your top 4 goes SR Peak Check, Dreamlight, Arius, Starbits is your top 4. This match carries everything. Because if Starbits win this match, if Starbits beat Dreamlight here today, then Starbits, they have the head-to-head over SR Peak Check. They would, if they finish 13-2, they get first place. They will take that first place away from SRPC. SRPC then gets knocked down. Dreamlight ends up tied with Arius. Arius has that head-to-head, and Arius ends up in 3rd place with Dreamlight in 4th. Basically, what we have determined is Arius is in 3rd. Arius is in 3rd place. Assuming they're able to beat TFW, which they very well should. But if Starbits win, they're in 1st place. If they lose, they're in 4th. And that puts you going up against the likes of Gas T3 or Mew 3 early in the bracket. As Dreamlight wins, they're in 2nd. If they lose, they're in 4th. That's going to be a big difference when we're just looking at top 8, make it into playoffs here. Starbits actually banning out the Genji. Dreamlight got map pick and 2nd ban. So Dreamlight going to Oasis here, and we'll start in the red outline. So let me get side swap. All right, let's get that Diva ban plugged in. It felt like a very minimal impact patch, I must say. Oh, so Oppot's gonna give us the Mara. Well, it immediately runs up. I was anticipating the hazard. It's like where else? I was starting to think on it. It's like, okay, we'll probably get the hazard. You know, we get the Lucio Curie, Zypher in the fray. All of this is tracking, but Central Oppot, and with the Maga Pomatimo with the Reaper, which I mean we're kind of Reaper has definitely come in with the double flex DPS meta. But the hyper speed of the dive comp will win out this first fight. We saw Oppot and Dreamlight take high ground. But Amaga does it's a full commit to drop. Amaga doesn't really get too much value from holding high ground. It's a D cruise. He needs who's gonna be the one to get the value up there. But so once the Amaga drops, it's kind of all or nothing. Zypher gets killed trying to get that bullet shot in. And Pomatimo's been able to find 2 in this fight, so we get a little flip of the map. Dreamlight get poised on the objective, and we'll take control. Hi there, Bodioni. What's up, buddy? Yeah, don't like the fact that my door's closed. Keep you from busting in my office. Oh! Never mind, the Nerf Cheerios. Dorado FD is still making you eat your breakfast. Sound barrier online, 35% ahead of Starbits. About 40% on the clock, or, percentage built up, whichever. Am I legally allowed to say what team you support? No. Patch is anti-spec. I am so sorry to hear that. I support all of our players. I just hope everybody has fun. Yes, Pomatimo, don't use streamer mode challenge. I know, right? Come on, it's hard enough on this old man, all right? Try to throw 15 names at me. Y'all know how I feel about that. Up on low. Cardiac has been used, and here comes all the damage in the world from Majin and company. But not before Dreamlight are able to get 70-some% on the board. Was that 3 fight wins in a row? 2. 2 fight wins there from Dreamlight. It's actually looking like we're at 2 fight wins apiece after a quick look at stats. Kitsune Rush does make it through the wall. Majin tried to block that rush. We get the late response out of Daki. What a beautiful jagged wall. Up on you, got totally intercepted. That was running up the wrong way. Nothing but construction there. Dead end. Yeah, with the emphasis on dead for Central Oppot. Cage fight thrown in. We get Pomatimo. Well, no other ultimate really needed. So you might get Death Blossom there. Oh, that's a nice little flick. There's something magical about like getting your camera set up. Like when you teleport, kind of knowing in the moment, I need to be facing this direction as I come out of teleport. It was just a good read from Pomatimo. Made that one look easy. Was just had the perfect frame positioning. Perfect reticle positioning. Zypher will make it up to the high ground. Oppon's going to intercept Majin. 91%, we're going to get the beat in. Dreamlight going to try to get aggressive, see if they can win this fight. Here, go chase Zypher down on the outside, towards Coast, find that kill. Meanwhile, Death Blossom on the high ground will not get a whole lot of dies out. I think it was just 1 die. That's all you get. 99-99 fight. Both teams missing a DPS. Oppot is holding down court, but Starbits currently control the point. Majin's going to leap in, denying the cap. Kitsune Rush invested. Crossing right over the point for both teams. Decrews in the port and pit. Zypher returns, puts the bolo shot into Apon combined with the pulse bomb, and that'll be the end of that Maga. But Pomatimo has returned. Majin very low, has to drop down into the pit. So essentially there's no tanks here. Oh, Majin's low is 33 health through that exchange. But the supports keep him topped up. It's a 199 fight here. And Starbits will take University. What an opener. Upon is sticking with the Maga.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Quick little rollout. The Molten Maga back on the battlefield. Majin feigned low or just kind of went through, jumped to the high ground. Cut off this doorway, create some space. The Zypher gonna take advantage. You bet. Zypher poised up here, and you can see Turbo Smooth kind of poking through that back hallway. Has been forced all the way back out. D-Crew is finding Zypher. Ooh, that might just be the end of that high ground hold. Turbo Smooth not having much luck on the flank either. And you got a Dreamlight opening cap. Pod low? Yeah, it does not make it out of there. Kind of, I don't know if that was stubbornness or what, but the pod just kind of, maybe there was a wall behind him. It was hard to tell. It was hard to tell. Yeah, it was not where I wanted the camera. There, Majin will eventually get mowed down through that high ground as the pod returns. Oh, Ron FD comes with a pair. I feel like this is kind of a French press. You know, just slowly compressing in on this Starbit squad. Turbo Smooth eventually just kind of pops out in the other direction. See if they can alleviate some of this pressure.
This ends now.
I mean, D-Crews with an overclock. Aim towards coastal side. You've got Majin pinned. I believe it was IQ Mighty was there as well. Majin moves in, try to grab Mega, regroup with Teemo on point. You got Daki who swift step in, put a Kitsune Rush down. And Starbits have been able to kind of hopscotch their way to this objective to circumvent the steamroller they were facing in the choke. The pod's gonna overrun all the way to Zypher in the back line. Meanwhile, Pomatimo is able to hunt down Majin up close. Oh, gets the dual shot there to confirm the kill on the Daki. This is looking like a trip right on over to City Center to see who takes map 1.
Ready for battle.
We're sticking with this. No changes from either side. Keep an eye on Turbo Smooth is lurking, is playing once again. I've seen far less of the 2-3 split And we're starting to see kind of the Tracer just playing by themselves. Leaving your Lucio. Now, I don't know if this is just, you know, more is required of the Lucio there on the front line. I can see it particularly with the Maga. Or, I mean, it was just that damage. You see all those guns. Everybody from Dreamlight was looking at Majin. Pomatimo with a shadow step up top, trying to get the high ground over there. See if they can find an angle. Get some shots down into that hazard, into that, I mean, very versatile, very resilient hazard. And unfortunately, Pomatimo gets caught looking for that. We'll never find it. Turbo Smooth there, the lone flanker. Able to find 3 in that fight. Good. Good opener there for Turbo Smooth. Shoot, maybe 4 in that fight. Currently 17-4 in the lobby. Turbo Smooth's gonna sneak in as Starbits push in. Oh, excuse me, as Dreamlight pushes in. You got the swift step out. Oh, that would have been a beautiful catch right at the end of the slide. It was ideal from a cooldown standpoint, but doesn't land the shot. Now it's Zypher's turn. Hits the take aim, but not the bull. Daki invests Kitsune. 3 ults all in a row. Here out of Starbits. Not able to fight really anything with it, but still a lot of low health bars. And Majin's eventually gonna knock these dominoes down. It wasn't until the 4th ultimate, the downpour comes in. And you're finally able to, you know, to tilt the balance, to push everything over. Tomex following up on a little initial damage there from Pomatimo. And what a clapback. Well, Tomex is just going to get 2. T-Cruz gets 2. 4 check marks now online for Dreamlight. And in the blink of an eye, this thing flips. You have Dreamlight suddenly in control with all the check marks in the world to be able to hold on. D-Cruz dropping this overclock initially finds Zypher immediately with Turbo Smooth getting caught in that as well. What a shift in momentum just in a matter of 10 seconds. One 4 split. Aki Mighty hits everybody. Rod FD with the sound barrier. Death Blossom in the middle is going to find the Lucio. And that's just going to be the end of the fight. It does cost the 4 ultimates, excuse me, the remaining 3 ultimates. Turbo Smooth gets out of there with what? 10 health? 10 health. Unreal. Now we're starting to see Starbits cycle back up to theirs. Good wall from Majin. Just kind of intercepts the overrun. Bowler shot lands, and Majin is with the follow-up. The cage fight did get invested, though. Majin kind of caught it in his corner. Both supports showing up there. Pomatimo tries to shadow step in the midst of all of that. It does not work out. Now it will not make it to safety. Aki Mighty with an important boot does not let Pomatimo out. That is a late stagger with Starbits in control of this point. Downpour thrown is going to catch D-Cruz and Rod FD. And this might just be the map. We are going to get a touch from Upon on the objective with a Wrecking Ball. You can see Pomatimo moving to the Tracer. Tomex is going to shadow or swift step in. Everything they can to try to keep this map alive, but it is such an uphill battle, particularly into Daki's Kitsune Rush. And after quite the seesaw match, Starbits will slam this thing home and take the 1-0 lead in our series. What an opener. I told you we were in for a certified banger here today. I don't know. I hear Dreamlight smells very nice. Right now, they smell like New Junk City. Let me get set for this map, too. Hazard ban. Yep. Okay. Okay. We're just going to target Majin immediately. What stands out? Majin 29 and 6, 14k damage. Lead the server in damage. You can see why we very quickly got the hazard ban. Zypher, excuse me. Actually, I misspoke. Zypher actually leading the lobby in damage at 16k. Also leads in deaths. It was Majin who leads in eliminations. Would be what? There you go. Oh, let's see. It was going to be a Symmetra ban. We're looking at a Symmetra ban here from Starbits. Let's get into map 3. Honestly, I have confirmation that Lilin is still on the team. Thank you, Dreamlight Manager. Hey, good to know. Majin opted for the Diva in lieu of the hazard ban. Oh. Oh, it's the macaroni glove. That's the macaroni glove. Any Mong watchers? I know. All right, Dreamlight with a good opening fight here. It ended up just kind of off to the side. Like, tanks didn't engage one direction, and the DPS just collapsed on each other. And D Cruz lands the shot. And there you have it. Turbo Smooth moving on to the objective will pull Pomatimo that direction. Okay, Majin gonna kind of alternate, tap into the point. I do own the org subs. Did you know if you subscribe to both accounts using Twitch Prime, you are 75% more attractive and you get 0.3% better at Primal Rage mechanics? It's true. I read it somewhere. And there's Spec with the Prime sub. I had a Prime sub ladder round. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's huge. Let's go, Spec. You are officially 75% more attractive. Winton. Oh, that's enormous. Thank you so much. Genuinely, those help so much. Each one helps so much. The OC out of Zypher manages to connect D Cruz before Rod FD Sound Barrier does, and then Zypher's just gonna go jam this gun down Apon's throat. Hattori! Hattori, my queen here, dropping the dad joke. Dropping the dad joke. I like Starbits, but go Dreamlight. He's gonna Kitsune Rush from Tomix off of this kind of awkward little platform. I don't know that I've ever seen that exact thing happen before. Doesn't really find much. I'm not really exactly sure what they were looking for. Perhaps thought they could catch Majin with that. It doesn't quite work out, and we've still not gotten the first objective, right? Turbo Smooth will clean up here. And, I mean, that is going to be Starbits taking a awkward opening point.
The ducks.
We're going to the ducks. Quack. And now Starbits are trying to attack outside. They don't even want to let Dreamlight get into the building. They're going to intercept D Cruz. Actually create a wonderful mismatch on that right-hand side of your screen. I don't know if that was IQ Mighty with a boob or what exactly happened there, but you end up getting D Cruz totally isolated. Certified banger, absolutely limit. 100%. Power Runes comes through with make an emote. Rah-rah, uh-oh. I can't wait to see this. Concerted rush down onto the objective. We've got dueling overclocks between Zypher D. Cruz firing across this long lane. Pomatimo trying to play into the Kitsune rush. D. Cruz actually seems to win out the battle of the OCs. And you get this Dragon Blade, a little icing on the cake here for Dreamlight. They'll grab first cap, start things off on the Ducks. What, Tom X with a good opener? Starbits just kind of sneak this point out from underneath the team, though. It was good job from Turbo Smooth, just run in and grab cap. Oh, but they immediately just get destroyed. So you buy space, but Turbo Smooth just getting taken out immediately. Just insta-dying. I will say, like, that 38% ends up being huge, right? We'd be looking at a Dreamlight cap on the Ducks right now, but Starbits are able to get another fight because of that play. Bringing it's Sound Barrier starting into this one. Turbo Smooth once again moves on to the objective, try to force a reaction. It does get the drop down, and Tomix investing this Kitsune rush at 85%. That will outlast the percentage, should get it up to 99. He's going to fade right at 98. We get the touch from Turbo Smooth to initiate the OT. Both Divas dropping in onto the objective. There's going to be sound barrier tosses from both sides. All 5 hit from Dorado FD. Turbo Smooth dances through. A few Dreamlight members go back onto the objective. Does not land the pulse, though. Kitsune rush has been tossed in. And this is an enormous advantage for Starbits right over this objective. Dreamlight have to play from up on the high ground, but D-Cruz lands that shot, drops down, self-destruct in from above, won't get them back in mech. Majin tried to get in the face of D-Cruz. 50%. We do have Starbits in control of the point, but it doesn't look like it's going to last. I think Dreamlight have gotten this messy fight wrangled in. Tie us up here on New Junk City. I would say, Libin, that I feel like they do lean into their hit scans a bit even more in EMEA. Maybe it's just not enough flex DPS players. Now that I'm thinking about it. Kitsune rush out from Dreamlight. You get the self-destruct. Majin does get back in mech despite a little bit of a remnant there from Pomatimo. EMEA playing Soj is an inevitability. EMEA plays some, but not a crazy amount, says Spec. I definitely would trust Spec's judgment on that. Tomix is so good on this carry. Look at you go, Tomix. Look at you go. And this is going to get a Dreamlight flip here. Oh, potentially. Majin is back to stall this out. But we have had the return of a pod as well. Majin gets D-backed. You're able to hold 70% or so as we get IQ and Turbo Smooth. Just throw themselves Dion Cart Call. And we'll get to 77 before the flip comes through for Dreamlight. That's what I was thinking, Nevis. That's kind of exactly what I was thinking. Too many good hit scan players would be wasting talent on double flex DPS metas. Once again, we see D Cruz getting the better end of Zypher, speaking of hit scan duels. Turbo Smooth moves, forcing some respect. Force is a bit of a reposition. They're out of Pomatimo. Oh, watch Turbo Smooth has free access into your back line. Good shot out of D Cruz. Actually gets the recall out. Samurai has been thrown in for both of our teams, and Pomatimo's going to pull out this blade. Heads into the high ground and into the Starbits Kitsune. Daki gets a swift step forced by a boop off the side. Now could be in trouble. Ooh. Eventually runs out of cooldowns. Runs out of health. Dreamlight with a lead in this fight. There's still a couple players left to clean up, though, including IQ and Turbo Smooth. Zypher's going to go and invest in Overclock. Has no teammates left. Pomatimo will shut that down. 2-1 late for Dreamlight.
Flashpoint bomb flats.
Oh, damn! Well, hitting those red X's from across the map. Oh, Tom X, you beast! That was gross. That was gross. That's just gonna give you first cap right there. I mean, you can't push in without Zypher. Or Starbits can't push in without Zypher. At least not in that situation. Even though they hadn't committed enough to where it was worth trying to brawl it out, trying to trade it back. It's like, just reset. You give up first cap. And Dreamlight now has that with a 2-1 lead in the map and the Kitsune Rush to work with. Significant advantage over Daki in that regard. Dreamlight leaning towards the left side, favoring left-hand side of this map. Ooh, that's a dangerous dash in from Turbo Smooth. Deflect use Suzu as well to get Turbo Smooth out. Here comes the pursuit. Recognizing the commitment on that. Even with the cooldown trade. Oh, yeah. Eventually, Dreamlight will overwhelm. They had the cooldowns to continue to pursue. Turbo Smooth did not get what they wanted out of that engage. And it was a great recognition from Dreamlight. They counterpunch back. And that might just be enough to steal away this map and tie up this series. We have Turbo Smooth near the point. Might be able to initiate an OT. You can see Zypher and friends kind of sliding through the front door. D-Cruz is able to shut down the former. And Soundbearer here with a blade out of Pomatimo. Will clean up the ladder. Even a Kitsune Rush won't be enough for Starbits. I mean, very presumptuously, but there's not much punch and power left. There's the cleanup. There's the boop. There's the map. We're tied at 1 apiece. Certified banger incoming.
Play of the
That's the funniest play of the game ever. What was that? All right, Dorado picked here from Starbits. Tomex said, what a map. What a map out of Tomex. That was spectacular. We are going to get an Autoban heading into Dorado. Okay. You know, I'd imagine that makes sense. Apod definitely, a little bit known for more main tank style, more traditional tank. I think Majin plays a bit more of the, the hazard. Obviously, we saw a little bit deeper from both of the teams there, so it'll probably be what we see here. Wouldn't surprise me, at least. So Kyra says first map was a warm-up map. Certainly looking that way. It's certainly looking that way. How about if you do it if we win one map? Save me from person. Oh, hey, I owe somebody a dad joke. I owe Hattori a dad joke. Atomic 7,500 damage. Look at that. Woo. 20-2 in your Kiriko. Atomic's had a hell of a map. Telling you, my goodness. All right, what was that ban? Tracer ban.
Ready for battle.
Eltreon. Eltreon does actually go kind of hard. I like that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
So we're doing FACEIT margin in the hazard, and the pawn in the diva, kind of as anticipated here. Lucio carry for both sides with the Yana band out. I owe you a side swap. Sorry, the bands are correct, just the teams are not. But we did get Starbits banning out the Yana, so that is accurate. D Cruz, what an opener here. Couple of great connections here with the tank aim bolts. I mean, a great start for this Dreamlight defense. I'm still mad I couldn't find a decent dad joke. I was gonna, you know, make some joke about helium, but I thought I might get carried away. Message deleted by... Oh, no. Kurama, what did you do? What did you do? Case, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. All right, we'll lock it. Starbit's able to put together a decent attack here for their second go at things. You know, they've found success. I'm not exactly sure how, to be honest. I was looking at chat, people getting timed out. Considering rush available from Daka, that we do know. Atomics does have the one to match. I mean, coming off of an MVP performance there in New Junk City. Sound barriers now being tossed in. You know, we kind of talked about with the reduced damage on the Lucio. Doesn't affect your sound barrier charge that much. We're seeing right here, just kind of right in line with the Kitsune rushes. This is anticipated. How does the pod get IQ mighty with that? That is not supposed to happen. Was that a boob? I gotta remember to start watching Lucio's during self-destructs. They're so good at finding like random boops into the explosions. I didn't see an assist from Rod FD in that kill feed, but it doesn't mean that there wasn't one there. It could have just, you know, happened to catch somebody out. You know, we kind of saw the angle we were looking at from inside the house. Might have been easy to just misread where that cover was. Defensive DPS ult available. Turbo with blade. You gonna go into the corner, dash it over the top. Ooh, there's the uplift. Gets right underneath the dash. D-Cruz with a perfectly timed uplift. Just juke Turbo Smooth right out of their ninja shoes. Oh, it's just two empty tabbies. Tabbies are ninja shoes, for those who are wondering. Dreamlight are 10 seconds away from a Dorado full hold. Kitsune rush here for both of our teams. There's just gonna be a self-destructing egg laid by Majin right in the middle. I know, I should have gotten some IQ Mighty Pop. I know. Let's see if Zypher can bring this home. Starbits needs Majin to show up, and Zypher, neither will do it, actually. Both get cut down. An enormous full hold. And this is what Starbits map pick, no less.
Switching sides. Initiating match. Ready for battle. Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Majin sticking with the Diva right out of the gate here, so no attempts at the hazard to try to make the fuller hold. Now we do get the Zypher cast and a very quick rotation back to courtyard, and I think this might have to do with trying to draw this team into a little bit closer quarters fight. Suzu has to be used to top Zypher up after taking a bolt from D. Cruz hits the mark. And this is just a great spot. D. Cruz has lots of different choices, lots of different angles to play around, just kind of pop in and out, try to fight. I mean, all it takes is back-to-back, take aim bolts, an opening pick, and this cart's going to start rolling. I mean, or just one good one for Poma Team to follow up in. Perhaps just out-duel Turbo Smooth on the point. That works too. Deadeye does not get anything. D. Cruz will take care of Zypher. And this is just looking like Dreamlight cruising to a 2-1 lead. What a showing. What a Dorado. They're out of Dreamlight. You'd have thought that was their map pick. I mean, that's... They Jedi mind tricked Starbits into picking a map that Dreamlight was just utterly exceptional at. We're going now for something completely different. We're going to Runasapi here. Let's change this up altogether. Big open flat map. I almost got that camera move at the end perfect. I almost got that camera move at the end perfect. Okay, so what do you ban out? I mean, do you attack the Diva at this point? You don't really want to hurt your own backline, right? So you don't want to touch like Lucio Curie. I mean, a pawn probably ends up in the Orisa, right? If we end up with Diva ban and Majin goes Hazard, a pawn probably ends up in the Orisa. So we get the Orisa ban. Yeah. Tomix 5-0. Jake Cruz also deathless. In fact, only 5 deaths in totality for all of Dorado. From Dreamlight. Tomix once again on top as far as support DPS, although not nearly as over the top. You know, not nearly as outlandish numbers there in that third map. With the Orisa ban coming in from Starbits, it will be a sim ban. And from Dreamlight, we saw Starbits ban off the sim earlier. Nobody wants to play sim today, apparently. I think it's just a good, hey, let's make sure we keep these back pocket picks under control with the Orisa banned out. We can expect to see upon in the Diva. Obviously, the sim kind of is able to work through some of the Diva's defenses as well as the Genji with the beam circumventing both the defense matrix and the deflect. And it's not a hard. I don't know if I'd call it a hard counter, but yeah, we can get that little nuisance out of there. You don't have to worry about it. Makes sense. I don't know that we were gonna see it, but makes sense. Kind of eliminate a viable option. Let's get a map 4. Koth isn't a real map site. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds. See you at the finish line. Feels good, huh? Well, that was a nice little move. Up on 8, the wall. There, right as Majin was attempting to leap in. So really, I mean, immediately kind of threw Majin off. Majin completely just muzzled through that entire engagement. And right now, it feels like Starbits, don't have much room to work. Turbo Smooth with the Tracer in. I was able to open up a little bit there, Zypher finding the shot. And it was Turbo Smooth that kind of got them out of that, out of this back corner. It felt like the entirety of Starbits was kind of confined into the cafe. Turbo Smooth's able to work into the middle, draw some aggro, draw some attention, just give Zypher just enough room. Don't need much. Zypher's able to find that opening pick. We're able to get some progress here from Starbits early in Runasapi. Rod FT and Pomatimo going screaming through that left door. That was like amp speed through that left door. But they run right into a Kitsune rush. And it's IQ. Fine and 2. Let's go. Checkpoint for you. Oh, Tomix goes ahead and throws that in. It does actually get blocked by the wall. What a great jagged wall, so that doesn't extend all the way down. And you get a swift disengage. The amp out of Mighty and, snap of the fingers. You get Starbits are right back here, kind of at the mid-map mark. But that was a textbook disengage from Starbits. Very well played. Now they're going to try to respawn here with the sound barrier and the overclock. They're able to fend off the Pomatimo blade, and Tomix gets cut down from Turbo Smooth. The DPS from Starbits able to respond, and whew, what an opener so far here. 3 minutes into Runasapi, and Starbits look like they have a brand new team. Brand new lease on life. What are we looking at? Any deaths? Not a one. Not a single death from Starbits so far. Now, you do have ultimates. I mean, at least decrease with the O's overclock. And yeah, this open courtyard is a good spot for it. Now some chunky heals, but, or chunky shot rather. But we do still see Starbits with another nice clean disengage to make it back into jump pad. I think that wall was to try to prevent a dash out there from Pomatimo. Sound barrier toss it from... Ooh, Rodati is caught. The beat is just enough to keep him alive, but same can't be said for their teammates. We have yet to see a death from Starbits. Diva can eat the hazard wall, but not a Sigma rock? Yeah, but that's the way it should be. I see no problems with this. Majin finds D-Cruz. D-Cruz gets a little aggressive towards that top side. Zypher goes down. Apollo finds the first kill. It takes 4.5 minutes for Dreamlight to find their first pick. They will eventually seemingly win a team fight on the back of that. It's not clean. I'm not even sure that you force a disengage. I guess we'll call that a team fight win. Really, the bot steal from Pomatimo does as much to get Starbits back as the couple of picks that they got. What's up, Gold Pets? I appreciate you being here. You absolute legend. I hope your match is going well. I saw the ball was banned out in map 1. That was a sound barrier overclock invested here from Starbits, and it's gonna be enough to continue pushing forward, I believe. I mean, you don't have a take on the other side. I thought Pomatimo was about to dash in and pull out this blade. Thinks twice. I saw that boop there from Rod FD. It was almost enough. It was almost enough. Still just the 2 kills? Still just the 2 kills. 6 minutes in. Dreamlight have 2 final blows. That's gonna be a good downpour. A little close quarters Overwatch. Upon and Pomatimo both rooted. Majin will get the Suzu and bailed out. Kitsune Rush means the whole rest of the team has been able to focus down all the other squishies, while Majin has kept Upon busy through all of that. D-Cruz gets the 3rd final blow for the team, but this is Starbits moments away from sending us to a map 5 and a 6.5 minute completion on Runasapi. There's the dash in from Pomatimo. We'll pull out the blade to see if they can stop this cap. But Suzu will deny a pick, but Majin is low and separated from the pack. So we will not get a 6-7 minute cap here. Dreamlight will hold. Get their most convincing fight win of the map. And, well, I mean, this is the most comebackable map of the entire game. Still, it's 143-5 currently. This would be quite the comeback. We also see Upon switch to match the hazard. This is not something I've really gotten a chance to talk about yet. This is not something we have seen all day, is Upon make this swap to try to mirror Majin. And this is exactly what Starbits were working for. Now they've got Dreamlight kind of confined, a beautiful wall, denied any retreat. Beautiful collapse. Starbits once again in control. Lars is actually not spoiling. Lars is just being a... I think it's anticipating, if not just trying to troll y'all. But maybe just anticipating the incoming map 5. Not actually a spoilers. Upon was caught in the downpour. Backing up does have their own ultimate to respond with. Kitsune Rush out of time has come and gone. Sound barrier from IQ finding far more value. Turbo Smooth drops a stick in passing like Amazon delivery driver. 5 stars for Turbo Smooth in this map. That might just be the map. Do we get that map 5? We do! Starbits with an exceptional clapback. What a slingshot Runasapi. And we're all tied up. It's back to square one. In fact, you know what? Starbits may have a little bit of the wind in their sails after that one. My goodness. All right. Dreamlight do get the pick. Oh, okay. We're going Suravasa. Interesting. Interesting. So New Junk City was heavily in Dreamlight's favor. I mean, not as much as Dorado, but... And New Junk City was Dreamlight's other pick, right? Like, that was the only other pick I think... Actually, Dreamlight may have gotten map 1. Now I think about it, Dreamlight did get map 1. But so far, Dreamlight have chosen Ilios, New Junk City, and Suravasa. They really like their flashpoint. Dreamlight going back into the red outlines. You know they are. I'm not even gonna wait for it. I know that they are. I know that they are. Whoever gets map pick goes into red outlines. There it is. Knew that was coming. Okay, now a more interesting thing. What do you ban here? We banned the Hazard map 1, right? I think if I'm Dreamlight, I ban the Freya. Take that out of Zypher's hands. I would say the Hazard's your ideal ban here, but again, I'm pretty sure they already used the Hazard previously. In fact, I think they used the Hazard on New Junk City, didn't they? It is the Freya. I mean, it feels like you've got a lot of power in that pick. I mean, Zypher is just such a... Can at any moment take over. Such a great hit scan. You have to respect it. I love this ban. You just take some of the efficacy out of that. I feel like it is Zypher's most influential pick as far as into the series. You really have a big impact. So looks like some stats there from map 4. I mean, as one-sided as they may be. Imagine 22-1. Oh, we get the Maga ban. Okay. Not what I expected, but I can say it. You know, we saw Genji ban first map, Sim ban second map, Ana ban third map, Orisa ban fourth map. All from Starbits. I'm actually, now I'm curious. Now I'm going to go count. After we're done with this, I'm going to go count and see where we're at in my VODs. How many FACEIT League matches have I been in lobby for? And, you know, made VODs for my YouTube. I want to say, like, I think we're over 450.
Five, four, three, two, one. Initial flashpoint. Mark.
Okay. What a map 5 pick. Who thinks, you know what? We're gonna pull out the Torbjorn. We're gonna go into this very risky pick. Hey, I mean, you got the armor. It was kind of the first answer to the Hazard. When Hazard was just so, you know, so dominant there for a couple months and upon release. Torbjorn ends up being kind of the community's first answer to that tank. With the, you know, the only DPS that has armor. I believe we got a recent buff to that as well. Lemon, you're the best. So to both Bullskunk and Bullskunk 2. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, you're getting on the ground floor. I'm telling you, Bullskunk 2 is gonna pop off. I'm getting the stage set. We are just about ready to pop off on that channel. I cannot wait. We've been slowly putting these pieces together. I will reward your support. I really do appreciate it. So far, the Torbjorn pick and this more defensive approach that goes along with it, working out. You know, ends up just kind of bunkering up. You have to respect the Torb, but the Torb is not easy to kill. No. Overload all over Pomatimo. Or Turbo Smooth, rather. Oh, it tries to dash out and gets caught by Tomix. Once again, Tomex's accuracy has been unmatched in this series here today. Oh, welcome back, Kurama. That was only a 10-minute timeout. That was like an hour ago. That was like 4 maps ago. I'm joking. 3-2 split. Daki and Majin. Fine painter. Struck a low D Cruz over there. What an opener. I mean, that's just, you take the hit scan out of the fight. I mean, there's just so much less damage. So much less punching power here to pry this open. But you know what? D Cruz's return. OC out of Cypher. We're going to get some areas invested from both of our teams. Majin did invest in Downpour as well. Did not look like it found anything. Poma Teemo's Molten Core, I think, you know, created a decent amount of map control. Majin trying to play after out of hallway's side. Considering Rush thrown over the middle of the point, it means Majin got separated from the rest of the pack. The other squishies couldn't move in and try to help out their tank with that ultimate from Tomex in play. Blade from Turbo Smooth to swing back a very much losing fight. D Cruz gets 3 there to help clean it up. Absolute banger alert. No lies. No lies detected. Daki coming up on a rush. Let's see if you would just... Ooh! Never mind. Zypher Turbo Smooth finding picks means you're not going to need that Kitsune rush. You got a pawn, caught in the corner. There you go. Much needed flip. The Starbits had struggled to really get anything going here thus far on this map. Yeah, we're looking at the very first team fight win for them. You still have a couple of Dreamlight players who have yet to die. That's going to be an OC out of D Cruz. Daki just immediately answered. They don't disengage out. Starvin should just stay right in the face of Dreamlight and you're overclock. I don't care. Summer engaged. Zypher having to backpedal with their overclock. Oh, that's a nice little headshot on Dorado FD, but unfortunately kills are coming up in Dreamlight's favor. You do get Turbo Smooth with 1 clap back, but that's all you're going to find. Tomex finds a pair to close out that fight and flip the point here for Dreamlight. This is just going to be a 2-0 lead on the board. I don't think we get a touch. Majin might try. Those percentage points tick up so fast. 0.6 seconds per percentage.
Next, Flashpoint, Palace.
I know, that was a little awkward. I was kind of trying something. I mean, a sound barrier out of IQ Medi trying to engage into this. Turbo Smooth just could not pull off the blade. I mean, you got a Molten Core, Kitsune Rush, all the room, and how do you get into that to use a blade if you're a Genji? Oh my, what a hole, what a play. I mean, and this Poma Teemo Torbjorn has been dominant. They save this ace in the hole for the final map 5, and then they eventually, finally, pull out this Torb. And their second Flashpoint map pick, by the way. Okay, sure. That was not at all what I wanted to do. And there's just, I mean, even without double ults that you're dashing into, Turbo Smooth still just has no room to work. Majin can't get anything done into this Torbjorn. We're gonna get an OC out of D Cruz, just trying to put the nail in the coffin of this map 5 and of the Starbit squad. Turn him into Stardust. Kitsune Rush, throw it in. Zypher swings. Wide angle, 93 to OC. Sound barrier fading from Rod FD as they move out and try to hunt down Zypher. Zypher's in trouble, gets the kill. Beautiful headshot, gets Pomatimo as well. Then Zypher delivers an incredible clutch pair of picks and helps Starbit stay alive in this series as they grab percentage on Palace. Now with the overclock, Zypher hoping to keep the good times going. There was one nice little chunky shot onto the Torb, but not enough for a kill. Rotate the corner, that's the wall he is. This is a good time to use a Kitsune Rush. We're gonna dash in, toss it right over the objective. Well, that is overloaded Kitsune Torbjorn. Look at the machine gun on that rivet. Oh my. Oh, and Rod FD gets booted. Unlucky. Quick look at set. You see, Tomex still has not died on this map. Is this the moment Starbits needs? Starbits have to swing back this map all the way. I mean, it's 99-0-2-0 for Dreamlight when Starbits were able to get that flip when Zypher comes up with that clutch pair of kills, wins the duel out over Rod FD. Rod FD lands the early headshots and had Zypher down to like 40 health. D Cruz comes out with that pair, and Zypher comes out with that pair of kills and able to flip that point. That was impeccable. And, I mean, if Starbits swing this map, then, I mean, Zypher's your player of the match just for that one play. Like, it will come back to that one play. But, right now, you do have Dreamlight in control. Turbo Smooth does have the opening pick. He's able to find the Pomatimo Torbjorn. But Central up on, and Cruz answer back. Cruz gets Majin, and, well, you know what? We will not see any such swing back. Dreamlight win map 5. What a series. The 3-2 goes their way. Starbits now kind of just punch down. Remember, if Starbits win this, they're likely to come out as your #1 seed in the division. Starbits losing this means that they're likely to come out as your #4th, as your #4 seed in the division. All based off of that one map. All based on that one map. Just to review. So now this means we're going to have Dreamlight moves up to 12-2. Here, we can just go ahead and refresh. Dreamlight moves up to 12-2. Starbits drops to 11-3. Ooh, and Mew 3 punches up to 11-3 as well. There's the X Factor we didn't even consider. Starbits gets knocked down into 4th place. Now, Arius does have this head-to-head. Arius does have the head-to-head over Starbits. MU3 is kind of the X factor we didn't consider at the top of the series. Has the head-to-head over Arius and Starbits. So MU3 does have this head-to-head. And if all three of these teams finish 12-3, MU3 will end up on top, and Starbits could get knocked down into 5th place. Not 4th, 5th. Because MU3 and Arius both have the head-to-head over Starbits. If Starbits win this game, they likely take #1 seed in the division because they beat SRP Check. And if they end up 13-2, Starbits end up your #1 seed in the division. But because they dropped that map, they might move all the way into your 5th seed. Either way, I believe Starbits and Arius are going to end up playing each other. Whether it's Arius or Starbits, you know, like 4th and 5th, I think is going to end up being negligible. It's just more the idea that one map, that one Suravasa, moves Starbits from your #1 seed to your 5th seed. One map. That's insane, y'all. That's how crazy close this division has been this season. Let's go look at some stats there for map 5. Put a little bow in this banger of a match. Tomek's your player of the match, without question. Without question. No, don't even have to think about it. Don't even have to give it a... don't even have to look at much. Tomek's is your player of the match, without question. 15-0 there on Suravasa. Let's get that 3rd point on the board for Dreamlight. What an enormous victory. And how crazy is this playoffs going to be? Wow, what a banger. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Next week's going to be so awesome. Next week is going to be so good. These playoffs are going to be so good.